In the bustling halls of Northwood High, Leo was a ghost. His nose was always buried in a comic book, his footsteps quiet, his presence barely a whisper. He found solace in the colorful panels of superheroes and epic battles, a world so much louder and braver than his own. But in the real world, his quiet nature made him a target. Max was the opposite of a ghost. He was a storm, loud and unpredictable. He'd slam lockers, his voice echoing down the corridor. And for some reason, his storm always seemed to gather right over Leo. It started with a shove here, a knocked-over stack of books there. One day, during lunch, Max snatched Leo's latest comic, Galaxy Guardians. "What's this, Leo? Still reading picture books?" Max sneered, holding it just out of reach. Leo's face flushed red, his hands trembling as he reached for it. He hated the attention, the circle of students forming around them, the snickers rippling through the crowd. He just wanted to disappear. Just as tears pricked at Leo's eyes, a voice cut through the tension. "Hey Max, is that the new How to Make Friends manual? I've been looking for that. Does it have a chapter on not using people's comics as a frisbee?" It was Emma. She was standing on a lunch table, posing dramatically with a carrot stick like a microphone. The crowd's laughter shifted from mocking Leo to enjoying Emma's performance. She was the class clown, a whirlwind of jokes and goofy faces, and everyone loved her for it. Max scowled, momentarily thrown off. "Shut up, Emma. This is none of your business." Emma hopped off the table and sauntered over. "Oh, but it is. I'm the official protector of all things awesome, and that comic is certified awesome." She leaned in, whispering loudly, "Besides, you're holding it upside down. Are you trying to read it Australian style?" The crowd giggled again. Max's face turned an even deeper shade of crimson. He fumbled with the comic, trying to flip it the right way, but his frustration was clear. He slammed it down on the table. "I wasn't trying to read it," he boomed, his voice cracking. He looked cornered, his usual bluster fading into something else, something more vulnerable. The bell for the next class screamed, and the crowd dispersed, their lunchtime entertainment over. Only Leo, Emma, and a visibly deflated Max remained. The silence was heavy. Emma's usual smirk softened into a look of genuine curiosity. "Hey, for real," she said, her voice quiet now. "You okay, man?" Max didn't look at her. He stared at the comic on the table, his shoulders slumped. "I just... I can single quotes," he stammered, his voice barely a whisper. The words ... they all get jumbled up. It's stupid. It clicked. Leo looked from Max's pained expression to the comic book he loved. The letters, the stories, the escape for Max, they weren't an escape. They were a wall. He struggled with reading. The thought had never crossed Leo's mind. All he had ever seen was the anger, not the reason behind it. Slowly, Leo picked up Galaxy Guardians. He didn't say anything. He just opened it to his favorite pager splash page with a stunning illustration of a spaceship soaring through a nebula with very few words. He pushed it gently across the table toward Max. Max looked up, surprised. He stared at the image, his eyes tracing the lines of the ship, the brilliant colors of the cosmos. A flicker of wonder crossed his face. "The art is the best part," Leo said softly. "The story is cool, but you can get most of it just from the pictures." Emma pulled up a chair. "He's right. It's like a movie on paper. See it? That purple dude, he's the bad guy. You can tell because he's got villainously pointy eyebrows." A small hesitant smile touched Max's lips. "Pointy eyebrows. It's a classic villain trait," Emma said sagely, nodding. "Like a wicked mustache, but for your forehead." For the first time, a real laugh escaped Max. It wasn't his usual loud, mocking laugh. It was quiet, genuine. Leo smiled, a real smile that reached his eyes. In that moment, the labels of bully, victim, and clown melted away. They were just three kids sitting at a lunch table, sharing a comic book. The next day, they sat together again. And the day after that, Leo would describe the plot. Emma would act out the sound effects with her voice, and Max would point out details in the art that no one else noticed. They were an unlikely trio, but somehow it worked. They learned that behind Max's anger was insecurity. Behind Leo's silence was a world of stories. And behind Emma's jokes was a heart full of kindness. And they discovered that sometimes the most unexpected friendships begin with a little bit of understanding. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.